All right, good morning, everybody. Going to do a video today. It's Saturday, and we have been running our 20% off sale, the whole store. We just announced that on Wednesday, and so Saturday, the date is the 15th, so we're halfway through the month. We started the 20% off sale on Wednesday. We're actually not seeing the traffic that I was thinking I was going to see, but a lot of stuff has been moving. So month to date, we're at 46,700. We're basically beating last month by about $12,000. So our trajectory is actually higher than it was. 33 or 35,000 last month. So that's where we're at last month. 7,800 items left the store this month so far at a 55% margin. I will say that my margins are dropping. It's going to catch up to what the average is going to be lowered because last couple of days we were under 30% margin just because with that 20% off sale, we're doing stacking. So Christmas was 20% off. Now you get additional 20% off your whole entire order. So that's kind of dragging some numbers down. Our clothing is at $3.20 for the bin clothing from $4. And I think what we're going to do is let the clothing ride another discount. And then I'm hoping at the end, we're going to have a huge flux of clothing sales. I mean, we've been selling some good amount of clothes every day, but not as much as we need to. The bins are still full, and I'll show you that in a second. So month to date, eBay, we're at 7,900 gross and 4,500 net. We have 249 sales at a 31.81 price per sale average. So yeah, I was hoping that eBay would be a little bit higher right now. We really got to get that eBay number up to like 35, 40,000. So I'm pretty sure once I start listing, I haven't started listing yet. Once I start listing, that's going to go up. So I want to start with what's going on. So this area right here, this used to be that aisle. Here, let me kind of go back more. If you look at my other videos before, we always had pallets lined up. The pallets are now, that was more of our home improvement leftovers. That's all where the Christmas trees were. So you're going to see that this whole store got a big makeover. So that used to be the trees. Now it's all the vanity tops. There's some mirrors in there. There's some air cleaners and stuff like that. So that's at the back of the store. The Christmas is all right here now. We did move a gondola. This gondola right here had the cereal on it. That one right here. This one had the cereal on it. Now that one's empty. This is what's left on the cereal. So we just got those boxes, and then we have the bags. So not much cereal left. It's gonna probably be all gone, within the next week or so. I mean, it has to be. So just walk you through. Our Christmas aisles are kind of condensed, but we're running dry now. So this is gonna be the last of it. I did get a good number on Christmas, so I'm really glad I didn't sell that load because I think we're over 30,000, and I was gonna try to get like 10,000 for the load. So I mean, we tripled what I thought we were gonna get for it, but this is where we're at. That's all the lighting, and then we did move this gondola. This one was closer to the register, but now it's back here. So now it's all just together. So I'm gonna walk around again. I'll make a pit stop on the heaters because those aren't moving as fast as I thought they were gonna move. So I'm hoping we got the 20% stacked on top of a 10%. I believe the margin on those heaters right now is like 35%. So this is what's left on the heaters. And then remember, guys, there was a gondola that's down there now. It was right here. So what I did was I opened up this area. So the register area is right here. This is when you first walk in. What I do want is people to see what's going on in that back aisle. That's where the mystery boxes are going to be. So the mystery boxes were supposed to come yesterday. They didn't come yesterday. They're going to come Monday. So what we're going to do is we're going to We have 200 pre-orders already out of 720 boxes. What people are going to do is that when they come here, when we get them, they're going to walk down this aisle, and I used watermelons to kind of section it off. So all these watermelons make it so the boxes will be back there on pallets, but you can't get to it because, I mean, obviously, 4 feet, 40 inches, people's arms are not 40 inches long, so that they can't just grab a box before they purchase it. But this area right here, we're going to line everybody up, kind of like if you prepaid, you're going to line up. We're going to serve those people first. We got 2 rows here. Those tables are going to be turned once we get the mystery boxes in here. The mystery boxes are going to be 3 different types. So the way I have it laid out is there's 3 rows. I'm just going to roll them by color, and then when the customer walks up to the table, we're just going to grab a few and just let them grab their pre-order. So the mystery boxes we're doing for $60 each, or 2 for $50. I have these ones that are curated, so that means that they're built. And basically what that means is when I ordered them, they were giving 1 PlayStation, 1 Xbox, and 8 Michael Kors purses curated inside those. So, the mystery box, you open it up and you have a chance to win that. I paid extra to have 3 Xboxes, 3 PlayStations, and 16 Michael Kors purses put in them. So basically what I'm doing is paying extra to have my customers have a better chance of winning. I did not mark up my boxes, but I did hear that the prices are going to go up. So my next time around, the boxes will be $60 each, maybe 2 for $55 each. So 110 for 2. Right now we got 2 for $100. So I'm just gonna have to just explain to people. Plus, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna have more Xboxes and PlayStations put in them. What I'm trying to do, guys, is get this going with these mystery boxes. Supposedly, I have a 50-mile radius where no one else can be selling these boxes. So basically, what I'm gonna do is when I get to the new location, I'm gonna focus heavily on offering mystery boxes that people have a really good chance to win. Yeah, they're curated, but I can tell you right now, I'd rather it be curated with mystery boxes. Well, I'm saying this now. I don't know what's going to be like after I get this load and it gets out to the customers and they start posting what they got. But I think that the curated, as long as I can speak on what's in them to a certain point, I think that that's better than just getting an unmanifested one, because the last mystery box load that we got, it was unmanifested. I'm pretty sure it was FC Fulfillment Center, 100%. And it had a lot of outdated calendars. It had a lot of, and these are boxes full of this, guys. So just imagine that you have customers that are coming in for a mystery box and they open it up and it's 2024 journals and 2024 calendars. I mean, that would put a really bad taste in my mouth. And I get it, they're mystery boxes. You don't really know what you're going to get. But I kind of feel like that is a manifested one, that the broker who sold it to me knew what was in there and basically just let it fly without doing anything to warn me that, hey, you're gonna, this is what we can see in these boxes. So just be prepared for that. He didn't prepare me for anything. So when I got these boxes, some of them weighed like 60 pounds, and customers were grabbing them thinking that there was gold in there, and then when they opened it up, they were very disappointed. So I don't want that going on with these boxes. I want these boxes to have variety, and I'm hoping that that's what they are. So here's our dock area. We're pretty cleaned up. Our warehouse girl that is back here doing stuff, she did a really good job clearing this out. This used to be a complete nightmare. And then we got this area back here where the processing area. So we're pretty much all processed out. There's a lot of like scrap that I need to get rid of. There's a lot of grills that are incomplete that I never sold. I'm going to take some parts off of those, put those on eBay. But for the most part, the back area is pretty much to the point where when we jump in there after we close, we're not going to have issues with having to figure out what's going on back there. It's already been figured out. So yeah, that's where we're at. This area right here is stuff from the back. So they've been putting everything out. So we're kind of at the last stage, guys. We have 15 days in the month left, less than 15 days of selling going. And I'm hoping that I don't have to stay open in December. We were thinking if we sold out on the mystery boxes, we have 200 out of 720 sold. We were thinking if we sold out of that, to have it open open up for Christmas to get another round of mystery boxes sold. I really feel like that would help us a lot with cash flow. And let's say these boxes are a huge success, people are going to be knocking on my door while we're moving and saying, hey, we need some mystery boxes. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the case. And I will open the doors for a special opening because we do have this building until December 31st. We actually have it longer than that, but we have to carry the utilities. We won't have to pay rent if we do keep it for January, but we'll have to pay the utilities. And what I'm trying to do, guys, is manage my cash flow, because we're going to have a rocky turnover from when we go from retail to warehouse for the next couple months, trying to get my eBay ramped up. We are going to start doing pallet sales. I did run a poll yesterday, and I had 93 votes on people that were interested in pallets. So that's going to tell you that when we start this next venture, I'm going to probably have customers lined up, and that's what we need. So that TV back there, that's an OLED. It's at $599.20 with the sale. I'm going to pull that because, guys, I don't think that it's right that that TV, I'm not making anything on it. Why am I selling that at cost to my customer? It's been here for 3 days after I ran the sale. It's time to go. So we're gonna pack that guy up, that OLED, and it's coming with me, because I'm pretty sure at my new location I'm gonna want to have monitors on the walls with pricing and stuff like that. Kind of like if you go to the fast food place and they got the menus on the board. I'm gonna do that with all my pricing, and that way there's no question about what's going on. It gives it a nice pro look, and I really feel like that's going to be a good option to do. So here's our clothing. Like I said, we're at $3.20 on the bin clothing. If it's a $10 item, it's $8. I do have the showcases emptied out. I got those Belkin display docking stations. I got these juicy sunglasses. We have tons of those in the back. Down there, we're selling our Google Pixels that were used for eBay. So we got 2 of those. We got these speakers. Not a lot going on, guys. There's the heavy hitters are leaving the building, and we are running on $3,000 daily sales, $4,000 daily sales, just on like a couple dollar things, and that's what's kind of scaring me, because now we have to do a lot of volume to make up for all these heavy hitters that have left the building. So we got the jackets out, we got the jeans at $7 minus 20%. So those are under $6. We have the bins still looking full, kind of. I'm hoping that the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, brings us a lot of traffic. Word's getting out there, guys. Somebody was posting in a local group that we have jackets, and there's a lot of people that are donating to the clothing banks, or to the homeless shelters. So I'm hoping, the people are coming in here trying to get me to donate it. I'm like, listen, guys, I've been donating stuff for I donated food, I donated some other stuff. I'm not donating anymore because we got to manage our cash flow. We're actually running behind on where we need to be. So I'm hoping that all these like little, odds and ends on the shelves just clear. I'm hoping that we're empty, because if I gotta put the store on 50% off early to get rid of everything, I'll do that, because the way I look at it is, it'd be nice to have a Black Friday weekend special, but I'm basically positioning my store closing as a pre-Black Friday thing, where you can beat the rush. You don't have to wait till Black Friday to get some deals. Clothing can be given away for Christmas. We got Christmas bags here. So yeah, all these. So we got tons of those. So I mean, I have things that customers are seeing value in still, and that's a good sign, because what I don't want to do is run out of the good stuff before we close, and then have to just liquidate everything at a heavy, what I would sell as other resellers at. So yeah, so let's look at my signage. So no thrills. We got the signage here. So this is for the mystery boxes, letting people know that it's excluded from the 20% off sale. We are not going to be giving these boxes away for that. And then I got another sign here. I know it's backwards, but this is what we do, guys. We don't sit there and spend money on marketing. We don't sit there and be pretty. We do what's going to save us the most money. A lot of the papers we did print out in color for the longest time. Now we're just handwriting everything. We're just trying to save all the money that we can. I don't think that it's necessary to make it look pretty anymore. What we want is we want people coming in here and catching the deal, and then just in and out, catch the deal. Here's a bunch of heaters. I'm just really surprised that these aren't gone yet. It has been getting cold. So yeah, and then here, one more thing. These are those masks that I said that I put out for free. That's what's left out of 8 pallets of those. So I really screwed up on that one. I threw away 7 or 8 pallets in the dumpster. I paid to get those removed when my customers were glad to take them at no charge. So lesson learned. If you got a large amount of something that you want to get rid of, put it out to your customers first. Don't assume that you have to throw it away. And you know, to me, that half dumpster, we could have got a lot more stuff in it. So from the floor, because I still got to go around and go in these little problem areas and throw some stuff out. So this is what we got left for trees, guys. I sold over 300 trees before even my competitors could even get in there and sell trees. So I see a lot of people price gouging on club trees. You know, $300 trees when my trees were no more than $75 for a 10 to 12 footer. So that just shows you guys, like, if you put prices on stuff that's crazy, you know, your customers, once they realize what's going on. I mean, we sold, I think 48 to one person. That was Sands Village. It's basically a kind of like a year-round amusement park. They had to ramp up their display this year because they're trying to get people to pay to, come see the holiday decorations, and they needed more trees. The guy came in and bought 48 trees from me, and he was pretty happy because he saved a huge amount of money from retail. I mean, talk about crazy. I think it was less. It was like $2,000. He got all those trees for. So basically that just shows you, like, when you price things to move, we still made a margin on it. There was somebody that commented 80% margin is unheard of. Well, I can tell you right now, those trees, I had enough room where I still made 60% on that. So if you're telling me that I can't get 80% margin still, there are buys that you can do that will give you that. You just gotta know when to pull the trigger, and you get basically, in that case, after the holiday, I stocked up on Christmas from last year and the year before, and that's why I was able to do that, because after the holiday, it's only going to be down to those people that are willing to pay that money to store it and to store it for the season, until the season. And not a lot of people have a lot of room, guys. And that's the thing too, is when you're talking about building up your warehouse to make it sustainable, it's basically seasonal buys. Seasonal buys is what's going to get you where you need to go on your sales. If you can do that, if you can buy for the season ahead, that's how you do it, because that's what the stuff's going to be the cheapest. You wait it to the end for Christmas. Like right now, if I were to buy a Christmas load, my margins would not be anywhere where they would be right now, and I would be sitting on inventory because I would have to get a higher margin on it. I wouldn't have any room. So by buying after the season and storing it, you're basically setting yourself up for success. And that person that was saying that you can't do 80% margin, yeah, you can. And I kind of responded to them. There was a comment. I didn't really give too much information, but I will say that when I first started, almost all my loads I was getting 80% margin for the first year and a half, 2 years. So that's what got me to where I was today. I made a couple calculated strategic buys, and I was able to get crazy amount of inventory super cheap. And like I say, that those days are gone for the most part, but you can still find those loads. You just got to be willing to pull the trigger when that load pops up, and don't even think twice about it. So if you see something and you can tell right away that they're just trying to dump it and get it done, jump on that and have the storage available. So how do you do that? I would say If you got a warehouse, make sure you got the correct racking. If your ceiling's 20 feet tall, remember you got to keep 18 inches from the top, based on, check your local fire chief, but 18 inches from the top needs to be clear. But I would rock those pallet racking as high as you can. Let's say you got a 4,000 square foot place, put your racking up. You're gonna gain additional, and in most cases you can probably 3/4 times your location if you set it up right and have vertical space. Vertical space is where it's at, guys. My vertical space isn't really all that because I don't have the really nice racking. I have shelves, as you can see back there, but I do have those ones back there in the way back. Those are light duty shelves, so you can't put a lot of weight on them. That's going to be basically something where when I get to the new location, I'm going to put like maybe one row of maybe the air conditioners, maybe some of the bulky stuff. So all the bulky stuff's going to get off the floor. Now, when we're doing pallet sales, that's a different story because you know, we're going to have that stuff on the floor. But what I'm thinking is if I got stuff that I'm not going to pallet up, that I'm going to try to sell individually to the local marketplace, that's the stuff that's going to go up there. Maybe boxes of, clothing or something that's going to be my bulk inventory that we're not selling in bulk. So my personal inventory. So these racks right here, same thing. You can tell the you can tell how heavy duty they are. These are slots, right? These are not teardrop. Teardrops are the ones that you bolt down. These ones I was told by the fire chief, as long as it's that height and it doesn't go any higher than that, I can not have it bolted down. So that's why those are not bolted down. But if I was at the new location, and I got heavy duty shelves that can hold a lot of weight, I would definitely have it all bolted down. And you got to remember, factor that in, guys, because that stuff's not cheap. That racking's not cheap. The labor for them to install it's not cheap, and you're going to want somebody to install that because they're going to have all the tools to get that bolted to the concrete. Yeah, I could do it myself, but I do have a hammer drill. But at a certain point, you just got to think time, and then you got to think if they're professional and that's what they do all day long, you might want to just leave it up to the pros because then that's a lot of labor intensive that you're not going to have to deal with those uprights, holding them up, getting them bolted down, and the time that it takes to put that stuff together. So for me, I'm probably just gonna, if it does come time for me to get the professional racking, I'm gonna have somebody come in and install that. So basically, what I'm gonna be doing is keeping the lookout at all times for pallet racking that's on clearance from somebody that's like maybe going out of business, or maybe a broker that's got an abundance and he's doing a crazy sale, and then those are the ones that are the brokers are going to probably be the ones that can install for you too, so you can always negotiate install price with it. So that's what I was thinking. So yeah, so we'll walk down here. Those are those wall slides. Here's leftover from my Target high piece. There's only 2 pallets left. We're looking really slim, guys. We don't have a lot of inventory over here. Just it's all thinning out, which is what I need. So what's the next steps for me? Like I said, get the dumpster, go around the whole store, find all those little areas where all that stuff needs to be cleared out. The little stuff that I'm not going to deal with, just throw it away. Get my habitat donation. Start thinking about that because again, sorry about that. I can sit there and try to sell all this stuff at the end at a discounted rate, but again, my problem is gonna be time, because once this place closes and the other place I'm able to get into it, I need to get my operation for eBay 100% up and going within like a day or two. So it's gonna be gangbusters getting this place packed up with the eBay. It's gonna be a quick, okay, we got to figure out my space. We got to put the shelves up. We got to make sense, make it a little bit more organized, get everything all going ASAP, because we cannot have any downtime during the holiday season for Christmas buys with our eBay store. So that's where my pressure is going to be at the next stage, is right when we're closed. We need to get going. And I think this is going to only be, it's going to be me, it's going to be Kathy, and then my warehouse person, and then it's going to probably be another person that comes in that helps every once in a while. He's been kind of gone lately. He's kind of like my warehouse help. He's got a second job, and he just does this for fun. Believe it or not, I mean, he's an older guy, kind of a little bit younger than us. So he's going to probably help us. And then I got another guy that my friend, he's going to probably help us. And then the movers are going to probably have to be hired to wrap up our eBay room. And then I was telling you guys before, I do need to keep an eye on those guys. So I will be there, managing that whole process. But just to keep my energy level, at where it needs to be, I can't be doing all the work. So I'm going to have to hire that out. I'm figuring 2 more dumpsters, possibly. I'm going to try to get it into one. But that's going to be really interesting because just by looking around, I can't see that there's a full dumpster's worth here, but I can tell you right now, once that thing starts getting filled, it fills quicker, depending on how you put all your stuff into the dumpster. And a lot of this stuff that we're gonna be throwing away is like oddball sizes. We're probably gonna have to throw away, a bunch of chairs and stuff like that. So it's either I take it with Sawzall and cut it up and make it where it's flat, or I just throw it in there and then waste my space. So that's something. Another thing too is when you're loading your dumpster, you got to decide, do I want to maximize or do I just don't care and just throw it in there? Because I could tell you right now, if you take your time and load that dumpster correctly, you can fit a whole lot more stuff in there if you go with a system. And that's what we usually do. So it just depends. Are we going to be crunched for time, or we're just going to throw it in there? That'll make it where either we're going to have 1 or 2 dumpsters. So that can be the difference between $450. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but like when you're talking about saving your cash and running into a rocky area, every penny counts, guys. So that's what we're going to be working on here is all these moves that we're making. At the end, we're not going to be burning through a lot of cash. Obviously, there's labor involved with that, and there's going to be the movers, but then, we can't be paying to throw stuff away when people can just come and pick it up, such as pallets, right? So the pallets, you can sell the pallets to a local pallet guy. The 4-ways are a little bit more problematic, these ones right here, because not a lot of people take those, but we do have somebody that told me that they would take it, and I'm basically going to have to drive it out to them or make sure that whatever we work out, it's included. So I think that that's going to be an interesting situation to see if I'm actually going to pay to get rid of these or if they're going to pay me to get rid of them. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. We're hoping that's a strong weekend. We're hoping to sell another 100 or 2 mystery boxes. Mystery boxes will come Monday. We're going to open the store on Tuesday. Usually we're closed. We're going to open the store Tuesday and have our customers come in here, pick up those boxes. And then Wednesday, hopefully our Facebook group gets lit up from these people buying these boxes, guys, because that's what you're going to want. You're going to want your customers posting what they got in their boxes either way, right? So then people can know what to expect, right? So what we did was we have this like 6-foot animated Grinch that I've been kind of keeping in front of my store for the last 2 years. And everybody's like, how much is it? How much is it? I'm like, it's not for sale. Well, this year, what we're doing is, since we got these mystery boxes, I told everybody, I'm like, I'm going to make a post, and inside the post, it's going to be what's in your box, right? So we're going to have like a Brad Pitt, guy, and it's going to, what's in the box, and then that's going to be on there. And then basically the customers will go into that one post. They'll post everything that they got in their box, and then that's going to enter them into a drawing for the Grinch. And then that's actually another bonus win, right? So you got these mystery boxes. Maybe somebody opened it up. They got the Xbox, they got the PlayStation, they got the Michael Kors purse. They can post it, right? So then everybody else sees that we're not, blowing smoke and mirrors with this whole mystery box thing. These things are actually in these boxes. And then they're going to post that. Other people are going to see it. That's going to get me more sales. And then they're going to have a chance to win a Grinch. So it's a win-win. And we're probably going to do that going forward with all these mystery box loads. We're going to do like a second chance, right? So whoever posts their pictures, and then I'm hoping that marketing way to do that, like that's going to bring in everybody, and it's going to keep my mystery boxes going. I can stay with the exclusivity with these mystery boxes. I can start selling not truckloads, but like pallets of them, so we can do that to the local resellers. And I'm thinking that this is going to be a part of my next stage. So I did a poll on pallets, who wants to buy pallets, and like I said, I got like 93 people. A lot of people wanted like the mediums, the Amazon mediums. A lot of people want to target general merchandise. Basically, the area that I'm going to is a high traffic area. We have a main drag that we're going to be on. It's not like Randall, but it is a road that's a major route in the area. So for where we're going, it's going to actually catch the people going northbound. And there's a really nice spot on the building where I can have my Who Got Deals logo and my Who Got Deals sign on there. And I'm hoping that when people see that, we just got to figure out what the verbiage is going to be on our sign, our marquee sign near the road. I got to really make it so when customer drives by it, they only have like 10 seconds to figure out what's going on in that building. So that's what I got to figure out is how do I get the perfect amount of verbiage on there that's going to explain my business. I think that with my current business name, a lot of confusion still to this date, what it actually means. That's why we're rebranding. We're going to rebrand to something that people that are familiar with, and then we'll have to go from there. So that's my game plan. I'm gonna try to, like I said, I'm gonna try to make more videos, but guys, it's been really busy. I appreciate, somebody reached out and then I emailed them back with some information, kind of somebody going through the same situation that I did when I was ramping up to this next level. So I'm just trying to put out there like the real deal, guys. When you sit here and say, what makes a successful retail store, I can tell you right now, I could have hit that mark, that 3 million a year mark, if I would have done a couple things differently. The sourcing was an issue with my contract burning me with two major loads that kind of set us back. The labor force, I hired a lot of kids and they kind of just took over this place. So that was an issue. And then basically in the very beginning when we took that SBA loan, we didn't get the amount that we needed to buy the right amount of inventory. And I think that was another thing too, because remember guys, with liquidation, you have to have a huge amount of cash flow. So the best thing to do, guys, is to band up with other sellers and use your buying power to get more buys. Because remember, somebody's not going to look at you if they got access to good inventory. They're not going to look at you for selling one truckload. If they have really good inventory, they got people lined up that are buying 10 trucks at a time. Now, if you don't have buying power, you need to band up with other local resellers and get that buying power. The problem with that is a lot of these resellers that have like bin stores and discount stores, they're very greedy to themselves. They don't want to work together with people. And what they don't understand is, I saw another guy that is going back to e-commerce only. I'm pretty sure if me and him banded up and got our buying power up, I'm pretty sure that both of us would not be in this position right now. So don't think that another reseller is gonna burn you. I mean, it's possible that he can try to take your source if you have the source and you're like, hey, why don't we make some buys together? It's possible that he's gonna try to take that source because a lot of people are scummy and they don't understand to stop being so greedy and own it for themselves and to work with other people. Basically, the way I look at this, guys, if you know somebody that has access, you guys need to band together. You need to get your buying power going, because the only way in 2026 that this is going to work over all these other resellers that are getting these whatnot loads and they're doing all this live selling, taking all the inventory. The only way this is going to work is if resellers are banded together and they're buying multiple trucks at a time, and they're basically, everybody's model is different, guys. I can tell you right now, my model is different than somebody else's model. We don't need to be selling the same stuff. If we are, then we split the load. If it's a kitchen and bath, if we can get like 2 or 3 trucks, then you just do it. And then one, 2 goes over to them, 1 goes to me, whatever. Maybe I don't need all that inventory, right? So, if they're local, then you can just kind of just box it up and or pallet it up and just box truck it over, and then problem solved, right? So I really wish that in the very beginning I tried to get the people in the same building as me when I was in the warehouse back in the day to work with me. They basically were just like all in it for themselves. They had really cocky attitudes, and they didn't even understand that the business is not meant for people just to take it for themselves. The business is meant for a community to get together. And since they didn't want to do that, I mean, I still see this other guy that used to be in the same building as me, price gouging on his Christmas trees, price gouging on everything that he has. And maybe the guy doesn't need to make the sale. Maybe because he does have a second business, right? So this guy, he's got a second business. Who knows, what he's doing on his end with the accounting and all that. But I can tell you right now, when I see somebody selling a Christmas tree for $300, and I'm sitting here selling mine for under 100, don't tell me that there's not greed there. And yeah, it's business, whatever. But what you need to understand is it's volume, guys. It's keep your customers happy. You're sitting there trying to charge somebody $300. You're taking, a lot of people are having a hard time buying stuff right now. You're taking, when you sell that tree to them for $300, you're taking other things off the table for them. If they see that there's no one giving the deal, that's fine. But don't tell me that Christmas tree that you're selling for $300 couldn't have been sold for $200. It's just greed in your pocket. And you know what? Good for you. You want to sit there and price gouge people, and grow at a steady stage, and just take all the money you can and not do the right thing. We're over here doing the right thing. So when I start selling to other resellers, maybe those people, if they walk through my door, maybe I'll just tell them, I'm not interested in doing business with you, because why should I? Like what kind of value can you bring me after all these years, never working together. The guy was like, there was actually two people in the building that I was in, doing the same thing I did, and they were like, oh, well, you copied off of us. And I'm like, no, actually you guys copied off of me, because first of all, you weren't selling liquidation, now you're back to it. You stopped selling it, now you're back to it. And then the other guy's like, oh, taking a look and see what I got, and next thing you know, he's getting the same source that I'm going to, and it's just a whole situation where it's just like, you want to sit there and work against me, when this building would be perfect for all three of us to share our customer experience. And when a customer walks in, maybe I don't have something for this customer, right? And I was referring people, even after all that stuff, I was referring people to them, and they never referred anybody to me. And in fact, one of their customers came over and started crap with me because I was sitting at the dock too long, unloading my trailer. And then basically, they were saying, oh, this is my dock too, even though I was there first. And then this guy came over and started intimidating me. I'm like, listen, man, first of all, get out of my face, and second of all, you wait your turn, because I was here, and my truck's it's in the middle of being unloaded right now. So it's not like I'm over here parked and blocking the dock. I'm actually unloading my trailer. So just grow up, and that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. When people don't want to work together, they want to just be aggressive and stuff like that. Have fun, man, because you're just basically you're a bad name for a reseller, right? This is why people don't like resellers, because people like you walking around and thinking that you own the whole place, and thinking about everything's yours, and nothing for anybody else, and no one can ever work together because you're greedy, right? So see how that works out for you, because I can tell you right now, when you're sitting there taking everything that I'm doing, you're copying off of it, that means that you don't have the skill to do this 100%. And when you're taking information from me and using it in your business, so guess who's looking at the other person and taking from them? It's not me, because I was willing to share the wealth with you, but you didn't want to share the wealth with me, so now you're copying off me. So good luck with that, man. So yeah, there's my rant, guys. Talking a little smack about some situation that I dealt with. Telling you guys how it is in real time. We're about to light this thing up. I'm going to show you some numbers at the at the end of this weekend and show you guys like what we came up with. And so hopefully you guys are getting some information in here that you can use. And if you're thinking about doing some kind of retail thing, just remember, get that cash piled up, get your inventory situated, find out what your customers want from you, and find out something that you can give to your customers that no one else is giving. So that would kind of be like, for me, if you're not worried about like the labor force and all that, I mean, that's a whole different animal. That's what I would focus on. I'd focus on making sure that you're honing in on some kind of specialty that no one else can, and then that's where you show the value. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, make some notes, comments, whatever, and I'll get back to you. Have a great day.